It was on March 23, 2015 that the government of the British Virgin Islands broke ground for the official commencement of the Bviec Electricity Corporation's Bviec's Phase 5 project. 2 years later, major components of the project have been completed. Kathy Richards was present at a ceremony for the handing over and filed this report.
Power generation and supply is a priced commodity. The Bviec has moved from its humble beginnings of producing this product from 3 GM engines at Longbush, which were 60 kilowatt each, to the recently installed 3 new gensets at Pockwood Pond with a total capacity of 25.5 megawatts. They have also installed 2 additional transmission cables between Pockwood Pond and Longbush, the single largest upgrading investment at the corporation at a cost of $50 million. Of this, $35 million was borrowed from the Social Security Board.
We were pleased as a government when the corporation put forward their Phase 5 development plan. We were pleased to respond as a cabinet through the leadership of our Premier and Minister of Finance to authorize this development and authorize the borrowing of $35 million approved by the House of Assembly to engage in this very important development here today that puts us in good stead.
Under Phase 5, the corporation has expanded the now, Henry Wilfred Freddie Smith power plant to accommodate 4 additional generators. In the first instance, we have 3 spark ignited generators producing 25 megawatts of power. And the board recently made a decision to negotiate with Wärtsilä to purchase a 4th generator. Edmund, I think you'd be pleased to hear that. We've also installed 2 additional interconnector cables between Pockwood Pond and Longbush to provide additional transmission capacity and redundancy. We've added a new control room and new cooling system. And Minister of Labor, you're pleased to know is that we've invested quite a bit in the team members here at Bviec. A lot of training has been provided in order for them to support and maintain this $50 million investment that we made.
But whilst this is great news that comes as music to dance to, Bviec's general manager, Mr. Leroy Abraham, sings a song one wished they did not have to hear.
So that means there will be no more power outages. Unfortunately, the short answer to that question is an unequivocally no. I will never be so bold to make such a declaration that there will be no more power outages. The reality of the situation is that Bviec can never guarantee complete freedom from power outages. One must be mindful of the fact that unlike most of our regional counterparts, whose electrical grid supplies largely one island, Bviec is responsible for providing supply to 10 other islands from this sole facility. There are different circumstances daily which pose several challenges to us, maintaining a reliable supply, such as generator issues, wildlife, believe it or not, birds and snakes take the power off, vegetation, trees and shrubs, the saline environment in which we live, inclement weather conditions, and human contact, because it seems as though certain persons have an affinity with our poles all of a sudden, and on and on.
What's more promising, though, is the fact that the gensets are capable of producing electricity beyond what the territory can consume at any one time. And even more, residents of Longbush community will soon enjoy a noise-free environment after decades.
It's done its 33 1/3 years, and ultimately, based on the Pension Act, it is eligible for a pension. Therefore, both the present and future residents of the Longbush and surrounding communities can now look forward to a much more tranquil environment without the ringing noise of generators. A few weeks ago, the Social Security Board broke ground on the development in Upper Longbush, Joes Hill area, and I'm sure all of those future residents of Longbush will be well deserving of the peace and quiet that they would receive in the night. Therefore, in the next few weeks, we have some final testing to do on the new extension. And after those exercises are complete, which will necessitate the Longbush station being operated for a short period of time. After those are concluded, it will officially cease the production of power at Longbush.
Mr. Abraham also noted that the project was completed within scheduled time and budget. For JTV News, Kathy Richards.